Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable the Dominance channel of wrestling results here on this channel. So we have Impact on Access TV results, February 17th, 2022. Before the action of Impact, we have Big Khan versus Eddie Edwards. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce his name. Big Khan battles former Impact World Champion Eddie Edwards in just his second match in Impact Wrestling. Khan uses his incredible strength to his advantage in early going. Eddie Edwards quickens the pace with a shot of adrenaline to the outside. Khan regains control with a thunderous clothesline on the floor. Khan hits an overhead belly-to-belly suplex for 2. Edwards delivers a series of chops in the corner, followed by the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Khan kicks out at 1. Eddie Edwards hits the back-to-back Boston knee parties to score the victory. Eddie Edwards defeats Big Khan. The final Impact before this Saturday's No Surrender mega event is on the air. Wait, this Sunday? Oh, it's this Saturday, so I have 2 pay-per-views to cover this weekend. So interesting. We have 2 wrestlings to cover when I get home. I got probably a reaction to cover. And also, on top of that, probably, well, I'm hoping to get it all done before 10 o'clock, because I got to leave here by 10 o'clock, because I'm going to meet Doink the Clown and Lince Dorado later today, or later Sunday. Impact World Champion Moose is in the ring with Executive Vice President Scott D'Amore to sign the contract for his Impact World title clash with W. Morrissey this Saturday at No Surrender. D'Amore reveals that Morrissey isn't here to sign the contract after Moose viciously attacked him with a steel chair. Last week, Moose agrees to sign the contract but warns D'Amore that after No Surrender, he'll be sending another one of his talents home. Moose walks up the ramp when he confronted by an enraged W. Morrissey. Moose is on the receiving end of a vengeful attack from Morrissey, as the champ is choke-slammed off the stage through a table. Morrissey signs the contract and the Impact World title match for No Surrender is official. Gia Miller interviews the Bullet Club ahead of their huge 6-man tag team match against Violent by Design. Tonight, Jay White vows to give them a preview of what's to come at No Surrender when he battles Eric Young one-on-one, and God challenges the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team titles. Masha Slamovic versus Kia Dream. The dominant Masha Slamovic puts both of her hands behind her back, inviting Kia Dream to give her a free shot. Slamovic quickly gains control with a burning hammer. Moments later, Slamovic remains undefeated after hitting the Russian death device. Masha Slamovic defeats Kia Dream. So we have next Ace Austin with Madman Fulton versus Blake Christian versus Lorado Kid. The winner of this match will join Chris Bay, Mike Bailey, and Jake Something in a 4-way match at No Surrender to determine the #1 contender for the X Division Championship, currently held by Trey Miguel. The action is fast and furious from the opening bell. Christian dives to the outside, but Fulton sacrifices himself to save Austin. Lorado soars off the top, taking out Fulton with a crossbody. Austin hits Lorado with a springboard kick for 2. Lorado hits a springboard of his own as he connects with a moonsault on Austin. Christian hits jaw-dropping handspring offense to Lorado. Christian flies over the top. And then he hits a double reverse DDT to both of his opponents on the floor. Christian connects with his signature stomp, but gets caught with a fold from Austin for the 3. Ace Austin with Madman Fulton to defeat Blake Christian and Lorado Kid. Decay sends a message to Joan ahead of his match with Black Taurus at No Surrender. Rosemary vows to show him what's coming face to face with a monster is really like. Knockouts World Tag Team titles champions, The Inspiration, continued their attempts at getting Caleb with a K to leave the Influenced and join them. Lady Frost versus Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw makes her Impact in-ring debut after stealing the spotlight from Lady Frost following her victory over Alicia last week on BT. Frost hits an incredible acrobatic running cannonball in the corner for an early 2 count. Shaw turns the tide after a draping DDT from the second rope. Both knockouts exchange strikes, with Shaw getting the upper hand, following a knee to the back. Frost hits the temperature drop, but Shaw somehow kicks out at 2. Shaw comes back with a top rope Spanish fly. Shaw capitalizes with a springboard corkscrew to win in her Impact debut. Giselle Shaw defeats Lady Frost. Kenny King declares a victory over Chris Sabin tonight as Honor No More and Team Impact prepare to go to war this Saturday at No Surrender. In an interview with Gia Miller, the champ, Deonna Purrazzo reveals that her open challenge for their for either the AAA Rihanna de Rihannas or Ring of Honor world title will continue this Saturday at No Surrender. Okay, so we have Kenny King with Honor No More, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, Matt Taven, and Vincent versus Chris Sabin with Team Impact, Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards, and Rhino. Ian Ricciabani joins Tom Haffen and Matt Riddle on commentary as King and Sabin set the stage for what's to come at No Surrender. And I heard Matthew Riddle is retiring after this year. Controversies by his absence is the final member of Team Impact, Steve Macklin. Honor No More distracts Sabin from ringside, allowing King to gain control. King hits a big power slam for 2. Both men are down following a pair of clotheslines, giving Sabin the opportunity he needs to regain himself. Sabin hits a tornado DDT out of the corner for a 2. King counters with the cradle shock into a spinebuster. King hits a butterfly tiger driver, but Saban is able to get his shoulder up. Saban traps King in a pinning predicament to score the victory. Chris Sabin with Team Impact, Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards, and Rhino defeat Kenny King with Honor No More, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, Matt Taven, and Vincent. After the match, Maria Kanellis gets on the mic and says that unlike Team Impact, Honor No More can trust each other. Maria suggests that Steve Maclin was the one responsible for taking out Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham, who he replaced as a member of Team Impact. Backstage, Steve Maclin tells Team Impact that Maria Kanellis is trying to stir the pot and give Honor No More the advantage at No Surrender. Chris Sabin, Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards, and Rhino regularly accept Maclin's explanation and agree to get on the same page. Knockouts World Champion Mickie James and Chelsea Green versus Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Before Mickie James defends the Knockouts World title against Tasha Steelz at No Surrender, she joins forces with Chelsea Green after Steelz and Savannah Evans brought their friendly matchup to an abrupt halt last week. It takes the combined strength of James and Green to take Evans off her feet with a double flap jack. James sends Steelz for a ride with a head scissors out of the corner, followed by a neckbreaker. Evans pushes Green off the top rope, allowing Steelz to gain control. Steelz confronts James on the apron, giving Green an opening to hit her with a back body drop. Green goes for the tag, but Steelz knocks James off the apron. Green slips out of a powerbomb attempt from Evans, and she finally makes the tag to James. The pace quickens as James hits Steelz with the Mick kick, but Evans breaks the pin. James hits the Mick DDT on Evans, but Steelz capitalizes with the blackout to pin the Knockouts World Champion. Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans defeats Knockouts World Champion Mickie James and Chelsea Green. We have Brian Myers presents How to Be Professional, the final chapter. Myers is furious with VSK and Vicky Dice over their shortcomings in recent weeks, including Myers' loss to W. Morrissey in a no disqualification match. Myers has had enough and cuts the final two members of the Learning Tree. The Stars of Impact will show No Surrender live this Saturday from the Aurelio Center in New Orleans, streaming on Impact Plus and YouTube for Impact Ultimate Insiders. Tickets are on sale at eventbrite.com. Deonna Purrazzo issues an open challenge to either AAA Rihanna and D. Rihanna's title or the Ring of Honor World title. Joan goes one-on-one with Black Taurus. Jordan Grace gets her rematch for the digital title against Matt Cardona. Chris Bay, Ace Austin, Jake Something, and Mike Bailey collide in a four-way match to determine the number one contender for the X Division Championship. Jay White battles Eric Young in a battle of Bullet Club versus Violent by Design. The Good Brothers defend the World tag team titles against God for the first time ever. Tasha Steelz challenges Mickie James for the Knockouts World title. Team Impact goes to war with Honor No More in a match where if Honor No More loses, they must leave Impact Wrestling for good. Plus, Moose defends the Impact World title against W. Morrissey and more. Violent by Design, Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Diener versus Bullet Club, Chris J. White, Tomola, and Tamama Tonga versus and Tanga Lua. Sorry, I'm just distracted trying to get this shoe to be untied. With Chris Bay. It's main event time on Impact on Impact as the two of the best dominant factions in professional wrestling today collide. Bullet Club holds the ring in the opening moments as VBD regains their composure on the outside. Violent by Design isolates Tama Tonga on the floor to gain control. Tama attempts to tag out, but Doring clotheslines his partners off the apron. Doring hits a huge running crossbody on Tama for 2. Tama makes a desperate tag to Tonga Lua, who faces off with Doring in the middle of the ring. Both men are down following a series of running strikes. White cuts off Young with a mid-air chops, then hits a curtain call for 2. The match begins to break down as everyone gets involved. God takes out Doring with a magic killer. Young almost puts White away following a top rope elbow drop. God hits the kill shot on Diener, followed by a 2-post massacre. White crawls to the pin to score the victory for his team. Bullet Club, Jay White, Tomola Tonga, and Tanga Low with Chris Bay defeats Violent by Design, Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Diener. After the match, reigning Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, appear at the top of the ramp and stare down the Bullet Club as they prepare to defend their tag titles against Yodi in the highly anticipated first time ever showdown this Saturday at No Surrender. Impact goes off the air. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you guys do not miss an upload here in the channel. And I'm out.